And I'm live. What's up, squad? I have a little home job rigging here to get the microphone close to my mouth. It's a random piece of wood that was in the closet when we moved in, and some cords and some tape and stuff like that. I will get a better version, don't worry. But I wanted to sit back in my chair, not forward leaning or leaning on something and trying to find the microphone or like whatever, you know. So this is how we are for the minute. I'm going to move the screen down. I'm going to move the screen down is what I said then. I said screen down, screen down, screen down, screen down. How good is that microphone? Just saying. I'm happy with that. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's a little bit better. You're a little bit more looking, a little bit closer to me. We're a little bit more intimate. I like it. If you're watching this in the backlog of streams in my live stream playlist, skip ahead to the 5-minute mark. I'll start answering some of the questions that I have here. About an hour ago, I only had 4, and then I put the call out for more questions, and now I have 23. So basically, the way I want to do this, or the way I'm thinking about doing this, right, is I'm going to, from the 5-minute mark, start answering some questions, and then we'll just chat in and out along the way. I'll try and read the chat as well, and yeah, we'll see how we go. You know what I mean? Welcome to the Orange Squares. Yeah, they're cool. Hey, the camera shows them way brighter than they actually are. You know what I mean? They're a little bit more red than orange, but it's cool. I like it. Hi squad. What was your goal when you started your YouTube channel? G'day, mate. Thanks. I'll get to that in a sec. I told people to skip forward to the 5-minute mark. So I'm going to, before the question and answers started, so I'm just going to wait for some more people to join the stream, and then I'll answer some of the questions and stuff. But I will try and remember that one there. I'll try and remember that one is there, if that makes sense. If I don't, and if it goes away, remind me once I get through, and I'll try and keep up with the comments. If I can't keep up with the comments, if they're coming in too quick, for anyone that's watching, and has the means to, feel free to throw up a super chat, because I'll get to that one straight away, obviously. But yeah, up until then, I'm up until the 5-minute mark, so another 2.5 minutes. I'm not gonna answer questions yet, because I just want more people to get into the stream, you know. But yeah, hi, hey, I just finished washing my fingers after All right, yeah, fair enough. Cool. Nice to see you here, random person. Luckily, the one human being I anointed with moderator skills is also here, and so can deal with people that comment weird things. And if they, if I end up getting bombarded, or if I end up getting raided again, you know what I mean? Let me know if that's an issue. But yeah, I don't even know how to remove comments, so it's probably not going to be something I do. You know what I mean? and yeah, anyhow, yeah, as I said, I have 23 questions so far prior to the video, and then I have whatever questions you guys come up with while you're watching as well, and yeah. Lol, their comment isn't showing up. Lol, yeah, that's funny. They must have blocked the moderator. That's clever. Let me just What's that? Ooh, yeah, I can just remove. Or is that a comment? Message deleted. Yeah, no, that's just the deleted message. Just bear with me while I'm doing this. Here we go. That's easy. I don't know what that means, but I just put user in something. Hide user on this. There we go. Yeah. This user's messages will be hidden, sucked in. See you later. The powers of YouTube. Yeah, put people a timeout or ban them. I think that's what I just blocked the messages from coming up, I think. So that's good. That Mickey Mouse shirt is immortal. Thanks, mate. I'm a fan. I am a fan of it. It was, I'm not going to lie, it was my mum's, and I was cold one day, and she said, here, you can wear this. It's unisex. And then I never gave it back, and I brought it with me to America, so I didn't have to, because I like it a lot. But, some may think that stealing from your mother is frowned upon, so maybe I shouldn't have. But yeah, it was an interesting name, and I'm fairly certain I know who it is, if I'm honest. But it'll be, we're fine. we'll deal with that as it comes. And we're at the 5-minute mark where I told people to skip ahead to. So I'm going to read that first question from up there. I'm going to scroll back a bit and read that first question, and then I'll get to the paper ones here. So it'll be cool. Well, that can be the first question. Where'd my mum get this jumper from? No idea. I think she actually might have got it from Disneyland, but I could be wrong. She might have got it from Dangerfield, because she's been to Disneyland a couple of times in her life, but it doesn't feel old enough that she did. It's probably a tag. It's probably Dangerfield, a shop in Newtown where she gets most of her dresses from, to be honest. But none of that's relevant to the stream. So there we go. I'll come back. What was that question? Hi, squad. What was your goal when you started your YouTube channel? Mostly to stave off boredom, to be honest. I wanted to, like, I can't work for what feels like just an ever increasing period of time. You know what I mean? Like with Trump's new changes as a result of Corona, everything's just on hold. My waiting period is now no longer 18 to 24 months. It is just blank asterisk, you know? So who fucking knows when my green card will get looked at? But I can't work till it does, and so that's a little bit frustrating and it's a little bit hard. And so I came up with the YouTube, A, to pass the time, but B, to also earn some sort of an income. And it took me like 9 months to get an income from it, but I am getting one now. Like it took me 3 months to get my first paycheck from them, but I got it. I have a steady-ish sort of flow on Patreon. You know, I get about between 40 and 50 bucks a month each month from Patreon, and you know, with merch sales and ad revenue and all that sort of stuff, it's not yet paying, you know, like, well, I mean, it could pay a bill a month, I suppose, if I put it towards that, but it's not yet paying the bills. But I feel like I'm on the precipice of where it could be, and that things seem to be steamrolling, you know what I mean? So I'm happy with that. The more motorsport videos I do, the more subscribers I get, it seems. So I'm going to do as many of them as I can moving forward, I think. But yeah, in terms of goal, I just wanted to pass the time was my main goal, and see how I could go. It wasn't until like I started getting a more concerted subscriber base, or it started building up a little bit more, and I started putting a little bit more effort in, that I started putting down goals and timestamps for those goals and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, CJ Rowe, not CJD, mate. Got to get you out to the racetrack. Yeah, absolutely. I need to be out to it. I want to see something soon, or whenever all this COVID mess blows over. I definitely want to get out to a race for sure. I made it to the stream. I just watched the rally video. Welcome, Harrison. I'm glad that you made it to the stream. Sorry, I've been streaming at weird times for you, but I'm glad you're here. And bravo, I'm glad you watched it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're not here just to tell me I suck. I'm sure you're not, though, because you probably would have already if you were. The first question I had written down, and I am going to just go 1, 2. I'm going to talk about the order on here. They're probably not going to be the order of questions I actually answer, because I'll be intermittently answering questions in the comments and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, question number 1 on my list was, what's your favorite North American sport? My answer is probably hockey, like almost definitely hockey. I love watching hockey, but I was into hockey before I got here. So I feel like that maybe is a little bit of a cop-out, you know what I mean? I feel like that's a little bit of a, like, I can't say hockey because I was already interested in hockey. I reckon my favorite that I have learned about since I got here would probably be a neck and neck tie between football and NASCAR. I'd say football is fucking amazing. I love football. I will be watching football, you know, every game that I can from this point forward. You know what I mean? Like any teams, it doesn't bother me. I dig football. Football is a fun sport, and the more time, like every time I watch it, I learn something new, and I like develop another liking for it, you know. So I like football, but the same can be said for NASCAR. I really dig NASCAR, and I really dig just the adrenaline rush that it sort of gives you while you watch it, you know what I mean? And it's you know, it's unfortunate that that driver did that thing, and now that it's in the news for some you know, stereotypical Southerner sort of vibes, you know what I mean, which I think is unfair to every Southerner I've ever met and every person I've ever spoken with in regards to NASCAR. That stereotype isn't a fair one for the sport or the area, I don't think, you know. And so it's unfortunate that that's why it's in the news at the minute. But I can see, at the same time, I can see past all of that, you know what I mean. So I really dig the sport, and I know that's not what it's about, you know what I mean. That's I mean, there's a reason the driver got the boot, you know what I mean. So it's Yeah, I dig the sport, is what I'm saying. Football and NASCAR probably is the answer to that one. Who's your favorite player of that sport? I don't have a favorite driver as yet. My old man's favorite driver is Brad Keselowski. I did develop sort of an underdog, but not underdog because he's so good. Like I sort of liked not Kurt, sorry. I sort of liked Kyle Busch for a couple of moments because I was like, well, if everyone hates him, like, and he plays the heel well, you know what I mean? Like he plays it up. He knows everyone hates him, and so he deliberately antagonizes. And part of me goes, yeah, that's cool. I dig that. You know, actually, I can get on board with that. But then another part of me sees how he talks to his employees and the race crew that he employs in the lower series and stuff when he's the driver, and I just go, nah, you're a scumbag actually, and so I can't support him because of that. Though I do acknowledge he's a fucking amazing driver, you know what I mean? Like, there's a reason he's in all the videos that I'm reacting to, and that's because he's always up near the top, you know. So credit where it's due, but also, you know, good driver does not equal good bloke. In terms of football players, I like Josh Allen actually, and I know that's people don't think Josh Allen's in the top tier of quarterbacks, but from my limited opinion and from my unbiased perspective, not really picking a team. Like I do live in the Buffalo area, I'm not going to lie, but I honestly think there's a lot more upside to Josh Allen that a lot of people give him credit for. And I think there is that room to move for him that's not unrealistic because of the flashes of fucking amazing extra special stuff that he does. You know what I mean? Like if he can get to that on a more consistent basis, and I only presume he's going to get better as he goes. You know what I mean? And especially with the removal of Tom Brady from his division and stuff. But yeah, I'd have to say if I had to pick a favorite player in football, it'd probably be Josh Allen, I think. Third question: can you play an instrument? No. I'm going to read some comments. But yeah, where are we? Wisconsin's representing tonight. Wisconsin, woo! Shout out to Wisconsinites. I don't know if that's a word, but yeah, what motivated you to keep on going with your content, especially when you started with 0 subscribers? Well, everyone starts with 0 subscribers. That's what motivated me, to be honest. Everyone starts with 0 subscribers. I have it might be my bipolar. Oh yeah, there's a big super chat. Thank you very much, CJ. You're a fucking legend. Sorry for interrupting my answer there, but thanks, mate. You're a legend. And it just says thanks for being you. So thank you. You're a legend. That makes me feel good. That's sick. For anyone that doesn't know, CJ is already a patron, so he's already contributing to me financially anyway. So he's a fucking extra, you know, like if he was a fucking magical item in fucking one of those games, he'd be +5, you know, the maxed out scale. I think that was a shit way to compliment someone, actually. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. You're a fucking legend, CJ. Thank you very much. But I'll get back to the question of what you were saying. What made you keep on going? Oh, yeah, 0 subs. Everyone starts with 0 subs. Might be a bipolar thing of mine. It might be like just me being crazy. It might be, you know, it could be me being conceited for all I know, you know, for myself or whatever. But I honestly have this perspective in every single aspect of my life that if a human has done it, I can probably do it if I actually give it a hard enough of a crack, you know. Like my mum used to pump my tires when I was a kid with it. If you put your mind toward it, you can do anything, right? And I think I maybe took her words to heart a little bit too seriously, because I genuinely believe like I can do literally anything that any other human can if I give it enough time and effort and focus, you know what I mean? But I also, that's, you know, in my own defense, I believe that about you as well, and you and everyone, you know. I think that there's a reason people like Joe Exotic end up running fucking zoos with 300 tigers, and there's a reason people like Kobe Bryant go on to play in the NBA, and there's a reason why people like fucking Simon Whistler you know, who has fucking, you know, 9,000 different YouTube channels and a million different revenue streams, and it's his full-time job, you know what I mean? There's a reason all of these people do these different things. That's because they want to put the time and effort in, and those rewards are paralleled for not just for their effort, because it's a luck factor as well with the algorithm and everything like that. But generally speaking, I believe I can do anything anyone else can, and I had been since about the start of YouTube an avid watcher and consumer of YouTube content. And it got to a point where I was critiquing people on the content they were making in my head when it was just their content anyway, you know what I mean? So I wanted to make my own, and I started making my own. And to be honest, for the first few months, it didn't really bother me what the subscriber level was at, because I was just trying to document Shannon and I's road trip across the States, and like have it be in a YouTube sort of like manner and perspective, like as if I was doing the YouTube channel sort of thing, but mainly more for us to look back on in, 5, 10, 15 years, whatever, about that first road trip that we took, when we were dating. And it was cool. And then it sort of took off, and I just sort of went from there. But I really, I think what motivated with me was that I didn't really need motivating. It was just a fun thing to do, I guess, is the long answer to that. Howdy, folks. G'day. Try to react to Kurt Busch, Rageaholic. The video is quite long, so you can react to it in segments. All right, I will. Hello, peeps from Gravedigger. What's up, Squid? Oh, no, I hit the right-click button. I hate it when that happens. What's up, Squid? Just found your live chat. Hanging with friends during quarantine. How you been? Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Drink one for me as well, man. I am pretty good, all things considered. Harrison Ward says, I hate ESPN because they ignore NASCAR, but when Kyle Larson drops the N-bomb, ESPN, let's talk about NASCAR. Yeah, exactly. Like it's a shit go when that happens, that sort of coverage. I agree. +5 support skill. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Who do you look up to in the YouTube space? I dig Simon Whistler. I really like Simon Whistler. If you haven't heard of him, he runs Top Tens Net, Biographics, Business Blaze. There's another one it's probably his biggest one, but I'm not. Did I say Biographics or Brain Food or something? I can't remember. He's got like 5 or 6 different channels. He has a really, really well-spoken bloke. He can read a script really well. He can do 10-minute videos in one take. Like he's a good YouTuber, and he's a consistent YouTuber, and he makes fucking bank off like a whole bunch of different channels, off daily content and stuff like that. And he's fucking cool. So if I could be half as successful as Simon Whistler, I'd be set financially, and I would be really proud of myself, if that makes sense. So he's probably someone I look up to on a high end scale. My heating system's just coming in there. If you hear it in the background, apologies. On a slightly different note, though, I do also think Stephen Crowder is a YouTube person that you could look up to in a sense. I don't don't agree with his opinions often. Like in fact, I would say it's rare that I agree with his opinions. But he is again a prolific and consistent YouTube presence. And the way he edits and the way he puts his videos out make it really easy to consume them. And if I could be as successful as him, that would be nice. Or Joe Rogan, obviously, but that's huge. That's pie in the sky stuff. That made a weird splash noise, didn't it? Where we are? Wisconsinites. Yep. Love you, dude. Also, love back. Geographics. Yeah, that's another one. What kind of PC or laptop do you use? It's a Lenovo IdeaPad 330S. I just read it off the sticker. It doesn't really matter what laptop you use, though, to be honest, or computer that you use for YouTube stream, or for the YouTube stuff that I make. It's really, really simple. I use my tablet to edit my videos. These live streams, I use this laptop. That's the only thing I use this laptop for. And I use like a bit of a flash webcam my mate got me, and this microphone as well that make it better. The laptop itself, all you need is a USB port for the camera and the mic to make it look flash. You know what I mean? In terms of recording wise, I use my DSLR. It's a Sony, I think it's Alpha. I don't know what that symbol is. It's a Greek symbol of some kind, I think, from the Greek alphabet, but it looks like an X, but it's not an X, right? Like it's one side of the X is like attached. It's sort of like a really squished up, easy to draw fish. But yeah, anyway, that 6300, and I've got that and a really good memory card that I then transfer the stuff onto my tablet with, and it's really easy and straightforward, to be honest. You don't really need all the flash gear. There's a thing people refer to as GAS, which is gear acquisition syndrome. Before they, a lot of people get gassed out before they even start their YouTube, because they have, they think they need so much different stuff. Like when I started YouTube, I was using my phone, man. I was using a Samsung S9 for most of the fucking road trip in my travel playlist. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I got settled and started doing stuff, trying to do stuff legit-ish, that the quality improved, you know. So don't stress about that stuff. Got to run, brother, but you kill it. Love you. Stay safe. Thanks, bro. Enjoy. I hope that you get 1 million subs. Fuck, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? 1 million subs. It's actually kind of funny, right? Yeah. I was about to say, should I talk about that? But then I realized no one that it affects will actually be watching this stream, so it doesn't matter. Apologies in advance if you guys actually are, but I don't think you will be. My wider family has this group chat, right? And by wider family, I mean like my grandma, her brother, so my great uncle, his kid, my mum's kid, like my mum's siblings, like wider family, you know, my aunts, uncles, great aunts, you know, and all that sort of stuff, like heaps of cousins and stuff. And to be honest with you, I've got the fucking thing on mute because you cannot believe, especially with the time difference, the amount of fucking vibrating and dinging that goes with that many people in a family chat at any given time. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, one of my mum's cousins sent an article from a legacy media organization into the group chat, and it, like, for some reason, I don't know why, I was just like, it really annoyed me that legacy media thing was something that was sort of still revered in the family, you know, that like sort of like someone sending a New York Times link to a New York Times newspaper article, you know what I mean? Like it, to me, especially in terms of me trying to be successful on YouTube and all that sort of stuff as well, like it's not relevant media anymore, you know what I mean? And so I looked into how many subscribers that that newspaper has on YouTube, and they have 1.01 million. So I did, and I'm not going to lie, mark on my goals sheet for a long-term 5-year plan that within 5 years I want to have more fucking subscribers than them. That's I'm not going to lie. So yeah, 1 million would be nice. I'm not going to lie, but there's a fair distance to go as yet. I'm at 2.5, almost. I'm not even at 2,500 yet, but I'm almost at 2,500, and I'm thankful for every one of you that's here. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, also I would love to get to 1 million as well. So feel free to share me with all your mates, any video that you like and whatnot. Dude, react to more MLB shit, man. Yeah. Well, I should. You're right. I've got I think it's my second or third highest, bulk in terms of content playlist. You know what I mean? I've done baseball more than most of my other videos, but I like to sort of do a one for each playlist sort of flow, if that makes sense. The hockey videos don't get that many views compared to the other ones, but the motorsport gets more views than all the other playlists, sorry, combined. So if I was just going based off views, all I'd be was a motorsport reactions channel, and then followed up by some football, but other football that just gets nobody watches. So it depends on which footballer in that sense. And yeah, I like to just keep a steady flow, and I enjoy baseball. Don't get me wrong. I would probably, like, in terms of the pecking order, personally, I would enjoy watching hockey or football more. Like, if somebody was to say, hey, here's some free tickets to a game, pick any game you want, it'd be a football match or a hockey match before baseball. But I do still appreciate it, and I would still watch baseball when the baseball season starts, you know what I mean? Because I'm a sports tragic. But yes, I'm not going to lie, it's not really my sole priority, not in the focus of my priorities at the moment. I do it, you know, in the routine of all the other ones. But if you've got anything in particular, specifically, feel free to let me know, and I'll get to it sooner for sure. Because in general, the baseball does get good views as well. So if you think there's another video I should do soon, or sooner rather than lately, or rather than later, then let me know. Can you rap any songs? Only when I'm singing along to them, and definitely not for YouTube. Number 4. As an immigrant in America, what is one thing the world doesn't realize about the USA? And what is one thing the USA doesn't realize about the rest of the world? That's an interesting and a loaded and a hard question to answer, right? So I'm going to ignore the questions for a couple of minutes as I do. But one thing the world doesn't realize about the USA, I don't know. I think the sheer size is one thing, like, because it is so, like, you can look at it on a map and go, yeah, that's big. But, like, really, realistically, people in Arizona and people in New York are almost as different, like, in terms of societal norms and family routines and things that bring a community together and different things like that. You know, like the hallmarks of what a family or a country, for example, are about in Europe are the same for states in America. You know what I mean? Like it's very people don't understand how one nation can have people like AOC and people like Mitch McConnell in power, and it's because there are people from those different breadths, from those different extremes in completely different societies. You know, you're comparing Italian governance with Greek governance, not Greek. You're comparing Italian governance with Russian, I don't know, French with German, fucking English with Latvian. I don't fucking know. It varies so much more than you would anticipate because it's not one nation, it's a united nation of different one sets of states. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it's a the difference between states is a hard thing to explain. And what's one thing the USA doesn't realize about the rest of the world, that they don't get that, I guess, because you know it's people often introduce me to be, oh, they just be like, oh yeah, I'm from so and so state, and I'm like, where the fuck is that? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, let me look at a map and I'll figure out where you're from. Just tell me, like, in general regions, you know, I'm up in the top left or I'm up in the bottom, I'm down in the bottom right or whatever, you know. Like, I'm pretty sure I've got the corners like a puzzle now, but I need to work my way around and get the geography right. But also that, like, I guess the as an immigrant in America, what is one thing the world doesn't realize about the USA is that, like, that caricature of a like a big fat Trump voting racist Southern American doesn't actually really exist. Like it's something I try and talk to Americans about in the way to like in the same vein with North Korea and Kim Jong Un, right? Like the ridiculousness and the caricatures that people create around these political figures and these actual human beings, because they're so far away that they can't refute them. You know what I mean? They don't even know the article or the meme is being shared until the 9 billionth time it has been, and by then it's a year or two deep into existing, and it's entrenched in the psyche, and people, they just won't believe you if you deny it and stuff, like stupid, ridiculous stuff, like everyone in North Korea has to have the same haircut, or that people like Kim Jong Un puts the message out that he doesn't have a butthole and doesn't poo and stuff. Like none of that is true. Same can be said for America. That none of the I've seen so many memes shared about like, oh, Trump said that people should drink bleach, so now hundreds, heaps and heaps of Americans are drinking bleach. No, they're fucking not. Like, don't be daft. You know what I mean? Like, don't believe everything you read on a fucking Guardian headline. Like but the Poisons Control Center says that it's gone up, says that things have got, yeah, that's because of the time of year it is, and it's because everyone's in their fucking house because of COVID. And so people are accidentally, like, think about it, you fucking dumb cunts. No one's actually drinking bleach. But anyway, yeah, that's like the caricatures aren't real is another thing, I guess. Well, number 5, what's your most unpopular opinion? Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know, to be honest. I think, with the people back home, an unpopular opinion that America is the best country in the world, I guess. But that's a pretty popular one here amongst most of my viewers, I would expect. So that's not an unpopular opinion, I guess. Let me try and think for one for a sec. Well, I mean, I just saw lol, they exist. Yeah, I mean, they do exist, but not in any prevalent fashion. You know what I mean? Like, they're not the ones dominating the narrative. It's the people that are reading the headlines and getting duped, and they're the ones create. You know what I mean? But anyway, but yeah, Kim Jong Un is. I'm going to put it right here. I will bet the hat I am wearing on the fact that Kim Jong Un is not dead. TMZ and and their source was a China friendly person in Hong Kong, right? So TMZ and a China friendly Hong Kong person like China, a Chinese government person in Hong Kong, they're the people we're basing our news off for what's happening in Pyongyang, are we? Like, I don't think so. Like, I don't think we should. Yes, he hasn't been seen in a while. He's fucking trains at a holiday house. He's having a holiday. He's walking on the beach where there isn't any corona because he's a fat fuck and he has health problems and heart problems and health problems. And so he knows if he's where he is, you know what I mean? If he's where he usually should be, and if he's in public gatherings and crowded places, they're not going to have the fucking facilities to resuscitate him if he gets it and he gets it bad. So he's just fucked right off to the other side of the country where there isn't any COVID and where that's what I think anyway. But fucking TMZ is not an accurate source for anything at all. TMZ is trash. TMZ is posturing. TMZ broke the story, and they're like not to be taken seriously, especially on any political level. You know what I mean? Like the day I start taking accepting political news from NASCAR is the fucking day that cows are horses and dogs are cats. You know, like it's just not going to fucking happen. What's my most unpopular opinion though? Most unpopular opinion. Weed is a gateway drug. There, I said it. I smoke every day, but absolutely everyone I know that's ever gotten onto anything harder got there through the weed hole. But I have different reasonings for why I think weed is a gateway drug. Because people back in the day and conservative people will tell you that they think weed's a gateway drug at the moment, still to this day. But they don't understand why. And I think I understand the why because I've experienced it and met people who've experienced it and stuff. And I think it's because weed is fucking harmless, right? Weed does fuck all. Unless your brain is still developing, I do advocate for you should be 21 before you smoke it. Absolutely. 21 at the very least. You know what I mean? I don't advocate for teenagers getting high. That's your brain's still working its thing, man, and you're going to stunt its growth. And you want to be the best you can be. You're the only you there is. You know what I mean? So trust me, it's fun, but I know some perma-fried cunts too, and it's not fun for them. You know, I know some people that smoke too much too soon as a teenager, and they're just fucking mopey cunts that don't have lives now. You know what I mean? So you don't want to do it. But at the same time, once you're in your 20s, fucking go ape shit because the shit's fucking dope. It's mad. It's amazing. It's like weed is a hell of a thing, but it is a gateway drug because people smoke weed and they realize it's harmless and they go, well, fuck, I've been lied to about this. I wonder if I've been lied to about heroin. You know what I mean? And obviously it's not that simple, but it is a slippery slope from there. You know what I mean? I've been lied to about weed. I wonder if I've been lied to about MDMA. Fuck, I've been lied to about MDMA as well. Like, I wonder if I've been lied to about shrooms. Fucking hell, I've been lied to about shrooms, MDMA, and weed. I wonder what else I've been lied to about. And then you go into the harder ones and you end up fucking yourself over and it's not worth it. So if we had stuff like weed and you bet your bottom dollar shrooms are coming next, they'll be the next thing that we advocate for and happen because it's just another sitting in your own house, not doing anything fucking except tripping balls and seeing weird shit sort of drug. You know what I mean? But I think, yeah, like, it'll be shrooms coming next after the weed gets approved, but it can't happen any faster because I think it's the harm, the lack of harm for the things that people are drummed into saying that there is going to be harm. That's the gateway. You know what I mean? It's the people who say, oh, heroin and weed are on, which they are on the same scale back in Australia for legality, you know what I mean? Or class, like it's a class whatever drug. I can't remember what it's called, class A or whatever, but heroin and weed, same deal. And that's just so dumb. It's short-sighted, you know what I mean? Like if you don't want people taking drugs, fine, I get that. But they're going to do it. You know, so there should be some harm minimization because people have been eating shrooms and smoking weed since before there were societies, man. And you better believe that they'll be finding ways to do it within those societies because that's just a thing we do. And there's an argument that can be made that it's a thing that made us that thing, you know, like Google the stoned ape theory. It's in essence, I'm not going to do it enough justice, but in essence, it's basically monkey eats LSD laced fucking mushroom, or mushroom with psilocybin in it, you know, which is the active thing that makes your brain fucking see weird shit and all that sort of stuff when you're tripping balls. Like monkey eats psilocybin shroom consciousness. There's a legit scientific theory with legit scientists, not just fucking stoners and trippers and stuff like that. Like it's a thing. So yeah, I think eventually society will back that. Like we'll realize that the gateway to the really, really stupid shit like heroin and bar salts and fucking dumb shit, you know, like absolutely no one should be taking those. Completely agree. But the reason that so many are now is because we don't realize, you know, we're throwing out the baby with the bathwater, I think, a bit there. And I think that's an unpopular opinion initially, but I think people would agree with me once they've heard my take on why, you know what I mean? Number 6, I combined the 2 questions because it's the same answer to them both. Why'd you come to America and why'd you leave Australia? Because this is where my wife was. She wasn't my wife yet, but I knew she would be at some point, and I wanted to be where she was. So here I am. Hope you get 1 million. Can you rap any songs? No. Where is NASCAR rank at your favorite motorsports? Definitely my favorite motorsport, without a doubt. Keep this in mind. Baseball will likely be the first of the major sports back with this pandemic. It will become one of my favorite sports then, no doubt. What's good? What's going on right now? Hey, Connor, how you doing? We're doing a Q&A. I hear you re the size of the country. We're a bit bigger than Australia, if I remember correctly. Well, I think like vertically Australia is bigger and horizontally it's a little bit bigger in the US, but like landmass wise, I think it's roughly the same. But the difference between Australia and America is density of the population and where the population is, because most of Australia, here's my handy dandy map, right? It's inverted because the camera's inverted, but from like fucking here to like fucking here and like there to there is just all desert and unlivable arid land. So it's like as if the entire country of the United States was Vegas and Arizona, you know what I mean? Like there's places where people are, but they're not. It's nowhere near as populated as America, and so it hasn't had that. You know, everyone where they all are in Australia are roughly similar, like give or take from state to state. You know what I mean? But there isn't that severe difference from state to state. You know what I mean? As there is here in America. Speaking of Kim Jong-un, is that dude dead? Definitely not. I don't think so. I mean, he could be for all I fucking know, but I doubt it. If I'm late at answering, it's because I'm 31 seconds behind. You're all good, Harrison. You're all G. Hey, everyone. That's the guys. Hi. I'm drinking bleach. Sure you are. I really like Cuomo. Wish he was an option for 2020. Tell me about it, right? Like, I feel like I've been singing Cuomo's praises since the daily press conferences started, but I just like him more and more and more. How good would it be if somehow, last stretch of the campaigns and everything, he just somehow fucking came out and decided he was going to try and get electoral votes somehow, and then did and beat Biden. Like, what if Biden does get done for sexual assault, right? And he has to drop out of the race, and the race had, like something. What if they redo shit for code? Like, wishful thinking. Definitely not going to happen. But yeah, the way you get Cuomo is with a Trump, another 4 years of Trump, I think. Because if we get Biden, the fizz will come out of the Democrats. But if Trump hangs around, and I honestly think better the devil you know at this point, because Biden's a fucking weird cunt. I'm not going to lie. Like, I mean, I am not a Trump fan. He makes my life incredibly difficult as an American immigrant. And to be honest with you, anyone other than him would be appetizing in the immigration sense right now, because like it's, you know, since I got here under the previous administration's rules for immigrants and everything like that, where I could work while I was waiting as long as I got this fucking other number and filed this other thing. You know, it was like basically it wasn't called this, but for all intents and purposes it was like a temporary social security number before I became before I got my green card and got my own social security number and stuff, so I could work and all that sort of stuff. I got taken away with the first round of changes from Trump when I got here, and so I couldn't work anymore. But there were other avenues we could go down and all that sort of stuff. Like I could do volunteering and stuff like that. And then more things changed. And when I got here, the waiting period was 12 to 18 months for the green card to be approved. Then when that first change happened, it moved 18 to 24 months. But because I had been here for a period of time, like it was still on the lower end of that scale. And then, long story short, 2 or 3 changes since, and I was looking at an 18 to 24 month waiting period, like last month, so to speak. Like there's a web page I go on and it tells me, and it updates, supposedly updates every day. I've never seen anything smaller than a 18 to 24 month or 12 to 18 month window written on there. So I don't know why the fuck they need to say it's updated every day. They could update it every 6 months and it wouldn't matter. But yeah, all green cards are suspended now, and so that's just a fucking asterisk currently. So fuck knows if it'll go back to 18 to 24 months once they all get started up again from COVID, or if it'll be pushed out even further or whatever. But currently, my best bet is 2 years from whenever the economy reopens, I will be able to work. And I don't know why I was talking about that. Why did I bring that up? Why'd you come to America? Why'd you come to Australia? No, where were we? I like Cuomo. No, I don't know. Oh yeah, no, just my reasons for not liking Trump, because he's made it more difficult and more difficult for me as an immigrant. You know what I mean? Like consistently as I've gone, and if I'd known all these laws were going to change, I'd have just fucking convinced my wife's ex to let the kid come over somehow. You know what I mean? I don't know, but it's been a hard trot financially, not gonna lie, but we are seeing the final side of it where, I have faith in the system. And a lot of people, they'd say, oh, thanks for coming here legally and whatnot. Well, fuck me, you don't make it easy. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Like it gives me the entire experience of legal immigration to this country makes me fucking more and more every day like respect and admire and understand the people who do it illegally, because they just like there's literally, if I hadn't had that inheritance that I told you guys about in other live streams and stuff, if I didn't have a chunk of money to sit on when I came here and to pay for initial things when I put the application in and everything like that, I wouldn't have ever been able to fucking do it, and I wouldn't have this wife, I wouldn't have this kid that's coming, I wouldn't have my beautiful stepdaughter, I wouldn't have you guys, I wouldn't have this, you know what I mean? So it's like, it is a financially prohibitive system as it is, and Trump makes it worse almost by the month, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I acknowledge that prior to all this COVID mess, he had the economy in a pretty good spot. Unemployment was in a pretty good rate, and he was a good president for Americans, not new Americans or American immigrants, but Americans on a net basis. So I understand that, and I know what I'm getting when I'm seeing Trump. You know what I mean? I know he's anti-immigration. I know he's not an immigration fan. I know he's going to be pulling levers where he can and when he can to make my life as an immigrant a little bit more difficult, so that I can jump another fucking hurdle and try and prove my worth for this country, which I think I already fucking have. Like, I reckon I'm top shit. I reckon, and I know that makes me not sound good, but if there's any country in the world where I can freely say, I think I'm a fucking cool human, it'd be this one. You know what I mean? And I honestly do. I think this country is better for my existence, and I am better for existing in this country. And that is what this country is about, is that mutual beneficial relationship. That's what we're supposed to be about. And it's a little bit frustrating sometimes when people, I feel, who don't embody the American way and the American spirit, to sound a bit lame, when they want to lecture me on or change it and make it more difficult for me to become American. Like, I was fucking born more American than they were. They were just born here, like, I don't know. I know that's a shit perspective to take, but it is. It's the one I have. But yeah, I also think, Trump versus Biden, all of that aside, fuck knows what Biden's going to do. Fuck knows what Biden would do immigration wise. He's weird. He's a weird human being. He flip flops on everything. He's too negotiative. He fucking bends over backwards to try and get stupid shit through, and he lets dumb shit slide so that he can get other stuff through. And he's like, yeah, to his credit, he's got a good track record on guns. And I do, if it was guns, yes or no, I would vote for Biden over Trump. Absolutely. But I mean, Trump doesn't have that bad a record on guns either, like all you conservative, keep your hands off my gun folks, have a look at all the different things Trump's done behind your back in the quiet aspects where his friends aren't talking about it on the news. You know what I mean? Like, Trump's done more for gun control than fucking Obama did. I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong, but feel free to correct me on that in the comments. But I'm fairly certain he's been a bit weird on gun control in terms of his whole shtick. You know what I mean? But I might be pulling that out of my ass. So I might have read. It might have been an Onion article, not a fucking real article. You know what I mean? But yeah, no. I think to be honest, to bring it back to what the question was about, I think better the devil you know at this point. I know, and I have been combating Trump for a year and a bit now already. I don't need any surprises coming my way in terms of Biden. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to just keep on keeping on for the next fucking 4 years if it means President Cuomo. Because that dude is picking up the pieces where Trump should be currently in my life. You know what I mean? State wise, he is helping me where Trump because Trump shafts me as an immigrant. You know what I mean? So, in terms of that perspective, living in New York State, the two men, I wouldn't shake either of their hands right now because of COVID, but in all normal circumstances, I would probably shake President Trump's hand because he's the fucking president, and that's like you shake a president's hand, whether you agree with them politically or not. He's the fucking president. Shake the damn fucking hand. You know what I mean? If you can, that's a big deal. But I probably I wouldn't stick around for a chat. You know, I'd shake his hand. I wouldn't ask for a photo with President Trump. You know what I mean? With Cuomo, I'd ask if I could buy him a beer. You know, like I would straight out right now. I would ask if I could buy him a beer. You know, so it's like I reckon, you know, and feel free to flame me in the comments or dislike or whatever, you know what I mean. But I would prefer, right, if it means President Cuomo in 2024, straight out, I would prefer President Trump over President Biden. You know what I mean? I would prefer Trump to Biden for the next 4 years if it means we get Cuomo. But who knows really what could happen in the next 4 years? I just don't trust Biden, I guess, is what I'm saying. I'm going to read more comments and then I'm going to get back to the questions. Sorry for going off on that fucking tangent. That's your fault, Lance. Lol, they exist. Yeah, that's the comment I read before. Nah, Kim's likely not dead. TMZ, aka the best news source ever. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, a huge bet. Lol. Whenever you read TMZ, you might want to just assume the opposite of what they say is true. That's it. I feel like it's a gateway because of drug dealers. Yeah, exactly. I say weed is a gateway drug, but if you consume it properly, you'll be fine. Exactly. Agreed. Weed is an easy target, so people that overdo it get into drugs super easy. Yeah, exactly. Could take those shrooms for everyone, 100%. I'm totally with you on the weed take. Australia is a huge country. It's weird that it has a huge void in the middle. Yeah, 100%. It's actually kind of funny because there were a whole bunch of there was like a couple of different Aboriginal nations, right? So Aboriginal or tribes, you know, different groupings of people, however, whatever word you want to use them for them. Like there were a whole different groups that lived in the outback in the middle of like bumfuck nowhere, sandy desert, but they had native plants and they had native ways of doing things and all that sort of stuff. So they were thriving in there for like 150 years after British settlement on the coast because they just couldn't get far in enough to find them because they were just so far into the desert, which is another fun fact from history that I might put up onto the history playlist. But yeah, it is pretty huge and pretty desert-y. Does Australia have any big mountain ranges? Yeah, we have the Great Dividing Range, which again took fucking British settlers years and years to figure out a way through these mountain ranges, right? And Aboriginal people that they were interacting with the British and everything, right? But they just didn't tell them the way over the mountain for fucking decades and decades. They were going back and forth over the mountains and you know, chatting with the British on one side, not chatting with the British on the other sort of thing, and just didn't tell them how to get over. And it took like fucking 10 or 11 different explorers to die on the way of trying to figure it out before they did, which is, you know, a bit rough, but also from a historian's perspective, kind of funny. Poetic justice, if you will. But yeah, the Great Dividing Range is huge, and it goes down sort of like there, and it is so named because it cuts off that side of the country to the other side because it's big mountains and stuff. But that and the Blue Mountains, is the Blue Mountains part of the Great Dividing Range? Like the Great Dividing Range goes all the way down to Victoria. I'm not great with geography, but I'm pretty sure the Blue Mountains are in New South Wales. They're amazing. If you ever go to the Blue Mountains, check out the Three Sisters. Obviously, there's a couple of spots out the back of Emu Plains and fucking what was it called? Blaxland? No, not Emu Plains, not Blaxland. Where was it? I'm picturing it right now, but I'm trying to think of It wasn't Blaxland. It was near Blaxland. It was River. No, that's gonna bug me that I don't remember my old mate Dale's suburb. 16 Curvers Drive. Something. You're never gonna go there, and I don't think he lives there anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. But fuck, that's going to annoy me. Anyway, yeah, I used to sit out here. We used to go, he backed onto a nature reserve and you could walk for like 30 minutes and you'd get to this like basic cliff face that you looked over pretty much like for hundreds and hundreds of miles, you know what I mean? And there were just trees and different cliffs and stuff. And it was an amazing view. And we used to get high there all the time and check it out. And it was, oh, yeah. So yes, we do have mountain ranges, but like not as many and not as beautiful. Like I went through Colorado, I went through Aspen, I went through all the like the Vale, I think it's referred to as. You will never be able to convince me there is a more beautiful place in the world than the Vale in Colorado, hands down. And I've been to a lot of beautiful places in the world. I feel for you, man. You are who this country wants. Thank you. I probably shouldn't have read that one, but I agreed. I like me, and I like you for saying you like me as well. Thanks, Lance. CJ, we need to streamline immigration. Yeah, it'd be fucking nice, wouldn't it? But you know, it is what it is. Guys, I've heard this from other people. The US immigration. Whoa, I lost all my comments. I got to scroll back up. Soz, guys. Heard this from other people. The US immigration system is quite broken. I have a friend that might need 2 to 3 years just to get a green card, even though he's married in. Yeah, she's married in. Yeah, I'm like literally, I'm married to a citizen. My son is about to be born in the country, and none of that fucking matters. I've still got to wait a couple of years to get approved. And it's like, what if they say no? If they say no at that point, I've wasted all this time. And like, I mean, they're not going to say no. You know, like it's not a factor in my mind that they'll say no. But it's just it's a clusterfuck how you know, like how it just keeps getting dragged out and dragged out and dragged out. You know what I mean? Because it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Valid as fuck though. Listen to this, man. You're talking to the mass and you say we. That's what it's all about. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's like it's a thing. How's it going, Squid? Congrats on 2K, on 2.4K. Loving the vids. Thanks, man. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get it up each day. Haven't had a day where I was on a net basis less than the day before in like 6 months, so that's fucking dope. But yeah, thank you for being here as well. Can you give us a rough idea on how much you earn from YouTube? So I'm not allowed to give you like exactly what your CPM is and stuff. So basically the way it works is each video you put up, depending on your tags and the title and the content and stuff, they determine a CPM and CPC. So CPM is like fucking basically cents per minute or something, like basically people watching the ads and how long they've watched ads for, that's how long it is. So some CPMs for niche content, like if you're creating educational content about Britain, for example, the Encyclopedia Britannica is likely to advertise on your content, and so your CPM will be a little bit higher than, for example, if you were advertising American apple pie in Scotland, because there aren't going to be many advertisers or distributors in Scotland that want to advertise that product. And so the CPM for that video will be a lot lower as well. CPC is same sort of theory, but for clicks, not for just seeing the ad, but for people actually clicking the ad. And CPC is generally speaking always like much higher than your CPM, because if people are actually clicking the video, that's what they want more, so it costs more for the advertiser and stuff. But yeah, in the partnership agreements with YouTube and stuff, they say that you can't reveal what your CPM and CPC is for any given video. Mine do vary, I'm not going to lie. I can give you a good spectrum though. Like I would say my highest CPM, right? So my highest cost per 1,000 people seeing an ad that is placed on my video. So that's the metric. So for every 1,000 people seeing the one ad on my video, how much money will I get? My highest CPM, no, I won't tell you what playlist that's in actually, but my highest CPM is about $4.95, right? So that's $4.95 per ad per 1,000 views. And then my lowest one is about 20 cents. So 20 cents per 1,000 views of an ad. Yeah, that's That's around that. So like it took me 3 months to hit the threshold. The threshold monthly before they'll pay you is $100. So you have to hit $100 for the month between super chats and ad revenue. Oh, and YouTube Premium viewers, because YouTube Premium viewers don't have ads, but it's broken down in, if you are 50% of that premium YouTube Premium members viewership, you get a 50% cut of whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's weird the way they work it. I don't know how it is, but yeah, there's three different avenues of income for a YouTuber. It's I got another super chat. That's fucking dope. Who was that? Let me click it. FCPC and CPM, get you a beer. Thank you very much, Lance. You're a fucking legend. You're a legend, man. That's 2 massive super chats in this. Those are the 2. That's if CJ hadn't fucking super chatted before with the $20, that would have been my highest ever super chat. So I've got my top 2 now, my highest and my second highest super chats. Oh, actually, I'm lying. You gave me a 20 as well previously. I think you did, Lance. These guys are sick. Like Lance and CJ, they're fucking amazing. They're awesome. They're OG squids. And yeah, they're the squad. You know what I mean? But yeah, you guys are the best. What was I saying? Yeah, 3 avenues though: CPC, CPM, and so that's ad revenue. Those 2, CPC and CPM. The fucking premium viewers and super chats. If for the month collectively you are over $100, then on the 20th of the following month, you will be paid whatever money you earned in that prior month. If you're not at $100, you will, it just banks and accrues, right? So for my first 3 months, I hadn't hit the threshold. And so it just, for my first 2 months, I hadn't hit the threshold. I think on like the second day of the 3rd month, I would have hit the threshold. Like, they were fucking finicky. It was at like $99.23 or something. And they were like, nah, you're not at the threshold. I was like, oh, you suck. And waited a whole nother month. But I smashed that one out of the water. I got a bit of money. And yeah, I think this month I'm doing pretty well, actually. I might be, with these 2 super chats, I reckon I'm going to come pretty close to hitting the threshold. Bang, bang, back to back, month to month, which is pretty fucking sick, especially considering I moved this month and I did all of the moving, there were 11 days I didn't upload already in this month. So I'm really pushing hard in the next 6 days. You're going to get videos every day this week, like for the next upcoming 7 days, you know what I mean? Because I'm going to try and push the ads and get to that threshold by the 30th. Or the 31st or whenever it is, you know what I mean, in the next 4 days. I'm going to try and push to get there. And if I don't, that's fine as well, because I'll get there next month. Definitely. But it's, it's a balancing act. And there's Patreon as well. Like, as I've mentioned, Patreon gives me $50 a month. I can mention that. But yeah, I can't give you I can give you a rough idea of, what I earn. As I said, I got a bit over 100. It took me 3 months to get there, 3 months of monetization. But I think I will get there much quicker this month. And I will definitely get there quicker the month after that. And the more subs you get, the more money you earn, put simply. Because the more views you get, the more thousands of people are seeing your ads, you know what I mean? And that's also, apologies if anyone doesn't like the fact that I have mid-roll ads on a lot of my videos nowadays. And that's just because if I can get you, like, I'm being transparent here, if I can get your eyeballs to see 3 ads on a 15-minute video instead of 1 ad, then that gets me to 1,000 people seeing ads quicker, gets me that fucking whatever it is, anywhere between 20 cents and $4 something per those thousands quicker. And yeah, it's just a numbers game, you know what I mean? Once I get, if I ever, like we were talking about in the stream before, if I get to 1 million subs, I guarantee you I will only have 1 ad per video. And maybe even at that point, I will only have like half of my videos having ads on them or something, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm not greedy, I need money to survive. But I'm going to go back to this for a second and then I'll come back to there. Where are we? Why'd you come? Yeah, there we are. What's your favorite strain? Probably Gorilla Glue. Lately, my mate, my dude has had something called Wedding Cake, which is pretty fucking sick as well. But yeah, probably Gorilla Glue is my actual favorite. Have you considered an upload schedule for consistency? Ouch, that question was a bit barbed. I have, but also, like, that involves bulk filming and then editing and having videos that you've finished just sitting there waiting, not uploaded. And I can't do that because they like burn holes through my devices. If I've made something and it's there, ready, made, done, I want you all to see it within an hour of me finishing so that you can see it. You know what I mean? I don't want to make it and leave it in a fucking tablet, some fucking just getting metaphorically dusty. You know what I mean? Like I want it out there to be consumed. Who do you root for in the NFL, NHL, MLB, and NBA? In the NFL, I go for the Bills, the Packers, the Vikings, the Bucks. And I go for a lot of teams. Like there's a bunch of teams I go for and watch and follow. I haven't really picked a solid team yet. The most merch I have and the only football jersey I have are the Bills, though. So there's that. NHL, Rangers, Sabres, Arizona, Vegas, and what was the last team? I can't even remember. It can't be that important. But yeah, like again, I follow a whole bunch of teams. I've been to games live at MSG. I saw the Rangers live once. I've seen the Sabres live twice. So I have jerseys for both of them. I have flags for all of them. I have a St. Louis Blues jersey, a Brett Hull jersey. So I don't know. That's a hard one to answer, really. MLB don't have a team. NBA don't have a team. I look forward to getting one in the upcoming season, though, for both of those. Number 10, are you Christian or religious at all? So this one is a bit of a barn burner because this will definitely mean the video doesn't get monetized in terms of ads. Thank you for the super chats because that sort of discounts that, you know what I mean? Means that I don't have to worry about that. But it is, I am also wary about talking religion in the sense that the last time I did, I lost like 3 or 4 subs as well. But it, you know, in the sense that this is a Q&A and I am Aing the Qs, are you a Christian or religious at all? No, I'm not really. I believe in a capital S something. I believe that there is a higher power of sorts, you know, more in my mind, it's more of a database or a collection or a hive mind sort of thing. You know, I sort of, generally speaking, as whack as this sounds, I prescribe to the Graham Hancock sort of theory of brains being more like a radio and a radio in the sense that there's a consciousness gets like sort of not streamed in or frequencied in or whatever, you know what I mean, but sort of as from that hive mind as opposed to some form of, you know, mythical being that created us all and has a cool house in the clouds and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I think we agree in the same essence, really. We just don't agree on the semantics of it, realistically. And I don't begrudge anyone who is religious or Christian or anything like that. You know, you do you, boo. I'll do me. As long as you're not fucking being a shit cunt, you know. Like, I'm not an asshole, and I don't kill people because, you know, just morally, I think that's a bad thing to do. But if you need religion to stop you from doing bad things, then that's as well. Fucking have religion. That's a good, you know, I'm glad that's there. From a historian's perspective, like, you know, and this is, people say to me all the time, like, oh, well, why don't you come to church then? Or, well, why are you so, you know, like, if you were my Facebook friend, you would see I share a lot of anti-organized religion content, you know, because I think religion and organized religion are two very different things. And I think the organizations of religion, like the Catholic Church, are morally like repugnant. I think that, you know, especially the Catholic Church, in terms of all the child abuse that's gone on over the years and all the just different shuffling around of bishops that's now emerging in almost every country that has Catholicism, you know what I mean? So it's I don't believe and I don't endorse, I don't believe in or endorse organized religion, but I do believe in the religious, and I believe in people doing good things in the name of religion. And I think that religion has its place in our society, you know what I mean? But I got in an argument with a family member the other day, you know, because I don't think Jesus of Nazareth ever existed, you know what I mean? I don't even think he was a person that had an extraordinary, like a lot of atheists I know believe that he was a person that existed, that, you know, there were a lot of stories were embellished about him and all that sort of stuff, right? And I don't even think that's true, because and this is, again, I'm not trying to step on your toes. I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say any of this, you know, like, again, you believe what you want to believe. I'll believe what I believe. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just telling you because I was asked the question. and you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not trying to belittle you in any capacity or anything like that either. But from a historian's perspective, there is no contemporary evidence for Jesus of Nazareth existing at all. You know, and there is plenty of contemporary evidence for people at that time period and notable events and notable people in the time period and place where he was said to have existed. There were historians that wrote about those areas, and they never wrote about him. You know, like there's the two main historians that are spoken about as being the historians that prove Jesus of Nazareth existed are Flavius Josephus, who was, again, like about 80 or 90 years after the supposed crucifixion of Jesus Christ, wrote about this cluster of people whose leader they called Jesus, right? Whose leader they called Christ, not Jesus. Jesus, the name is never referenced, but the two people in history that refer to Christ are Flavius Josephus and Pliny the Younger. And they both refer to Christ in the area of the time being about 80 or 90 years after Jesus supposedly died, right? Except, and this is where the historian part of me comes in, right? If you read every single document, or if you read a collection of historical documents from either Josephus or like, I can't say the Flavius part very well, but yeah, Flavius Josephus or Pliny the Younger, if you read their body of work, it is very, very obvious that the selections of historical notes or historical references that they make that refer to Christos, which is, again, a title, like it's Christ it wasn't his surname, you know what I mean? Like, it's a title, it could be anyone. So it could be two separate blokes that Pliny and Flavius are talking about, but we don't know. You know, we assume it's the same bloke because the Bible exists and has spun all these stories. You know what I mean? Not spun. That's a pejorative. I didn't mean to offend when I said that. I mean, like they've you know, it's the narrative that we have in our mind, and so it taints the glasses we look through. You know what I mean? We have that in mind when we're looking at these names, and so we think they're referring to the one bloke because it's, you know, it matches up what we're saying. It's cognitive bias, but I'm not saying that in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, fuck knows. Maybe he was there, maybe he wasn't. But I'm just saying there's historical evidence for people at the time existing. And if there was a cunt that could walk on water and came back from the dead, I am of the firm belief that historians at the time would have written about it, and they didn't. So to me, I don't actually, like, I'm not religious based on that and based off the evidence in that religion and all that sort of stuff. And so people use the Quran as evidence for the Jesus' existence as well, but that was written like 600 years afterwards, and it stands to benefit because, yes, obviously Muhammad was a real person historically and everything, but like their text relies on the last text to be legitimate. The legitimacy lends to both of them. And yeah, anyway, in short, no, I'm not Christian, no, I'm not religious, but I don't begrudge you your right to be. And if you want to talk about it, we can, because I'm open to having conversations and I'm willing to be convinced. You know, who knows? Maybe I die religious. It doesn't bother me. I'm a conversationalist. I'm a storyist, and that means I'm religious in a sense, but not in any of the senses that are currently mainstream. As a legal immigrant, what are your thoughts on illegals? There's not much difference between the two of us. It should be easier to get here. I sympathise with their plight, and I can see the angle you're trying to play there, but I would respectfully request that anyone who is watching this, past, present, or I don't know how you'd be watching this in the past, anyone watching this in the future at all, or watching this right now, do not use me and my legal immigration as a club to batten people who didn't do it legally. If I had known it was going to be this hard, I'd have come and overstayed a holiday visa. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. I completely sympathize. I'm not on some moral high ground. I accidentally did things the right way, and it has come at great financial cost. So, yeah, as I said, don't, you know, and not just financial cost, but stress as well, you know, and emotional cost. And you know, there are often nights where we will not sleep. We'll stay up wondering, what we're going to do about food the next day. And so we'll always get through, everything always gets through. We always figure it out, but it's been fucking hard, man. And so, like, yeah, I sympathize with people, like, because it's even fucking harder for them, like, when my wife became pregnant and couldn't work, we could she could file for unemployment. And so we've got that access and that benefit. If I was here without her and I was here on an illegal basis and I lost my job because of COVID, I would probably have starved to death by now. And maybe that's dramatic, but that's the perspective I take, So when people ask me questions about illegals, it makes me think that you're coming in trying to use me as a club to beat those people with, and that makes me a little bit angry, to be honest. So apologies if that wasn't how you intended it, but yeah. Number 12, who do you think is better, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes. That guy had a Ravens logo on his profile as well, so soz to that guy for laughing at you, but it's not much of a question. Let me get into the comments on this, though. Gun control would be against the Second Amendment, and the Founding Fathers said if the government gets rid of guns, they lose the right to govern. Yeah, I mean, the Founding Fathers said a lot of weird shit, to be honest, and that was back when guns were muskets, and there was semi-automatics or there was automatic stuff in the periphery, and they probably knew those existed and stuff, don't get me wrong, but they didn't anticipate drones. They didn't anticipate the military, the scale of the military at the moment and the scale of warfare as we are now. And, I think I would be wary about basing the life you live currently on the moral whims of people who lived that long ago. I feel like we can have a conversation based on what we all feel is the best thing to do. And we take that into account because that has been a good basis of things to go on. Don't get me wrong. Like there are processes for changing amendments. Like it's literally called an amendment. So it's not like it's fucking engraved in steel. You know what I mean? Like it's pliable. It can change. That's one of the beautiful things about this country is that when consensus opinion changes, so do the conventions of our society. You know what I mean? We adapt and we keep adapting and we make it as best as we can for everyone that we can, and we keep changing what as best as we can for everyone we can means, and so to include more people, and I think that realistically is what the Founding Fathers had in mind, and that they knew the country would evolve as it went. That was partly the reason they made the country as it was because they had evolved past a point where British rule made sense. So they obviously believed in the evolution of governance and the evolution of societies and the changing of rules. You know what I mean? As I said, it's literally called an amendment. So it's like, I'm not going to get into the gun control debate now, but to say it literally just can't happen is factually incorrect, is all I'm saying. Oh, fuck you, Lamau. Thanks, man. Crazy C. The Second Amendment doesn't say shit about guns. They could get rid of all guns and leave us only swords and still be constitutional. And yeah, I own several guns. The right to bear arms, that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. I had never thought of it from that perspective. I had always taken the moral standing point at like a well-organized militia. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever it was. Like, it's not just willy-nilly everyone with their gun. It's for a purpose with a specific intent. That was my always train of thought with the reason that gun laws should be a little bit restricted and constrained here. I'm not trying to take your gun. I'm just trying to take the gun from the crazy cunt that even shouldn't have one. The cunt that when you go to the gun range and you see over the fucking, at the other end of the aisle and you go, oh my fucking God, Kyle is here. We're all going to die today. That cunt. I don't want that cunt to have a gun. You can keep yours. Where are we? Weed is a miracle drug. It's good against cancer. Makes people who are starving themselves eat. Helps against Alzheimer's. It's helpful drug, but I don't know what they say. Too much of a good thing is bad. Yeah, I mean, there's that too. Plus, it will put the paper industry out of industry, like out of business. hempcrete, hemp. Like there are so many uses there. There's my heating system again. So many different uses for hemp and for weed. Like it's good. I agree. As far as I know, there should be a way to change the amendment. At least that's what we learned in uni. Amendments were made to be changed. Amendment actually literally means changes. Yeah, exactly. Like to amend something. It's anyway. Yeah, that's the English language. Uh, where are we? Let's go back up. I scrolled. I missed. Where we are? Where are we? Far out. There's been lots of comments since then. Bear with me. Sorry, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm just scrolling back. Oh, I got to Lance's. I'll fuck you again. I've gone too far. Squid, you should buy a NASCAR hat and put it with the others. I would prefer a number 88 hat. All right, I will think about it. To be honest, if I pick a driver and when I pick a driver, I might buy some of their merch. If you send me any merch, it'll take pride of place. The Packers hat is just there. You can't see it in this live stream, but that's a Packers hat that CJ got me. I have heard rumor that people are going to get me an anxious squid diecast, which would be cool, and I have a prime spot for it here. But yeah, if you want to send me a number 88 hat, it'll fucking go on this red thing for a little while if you want. But yeah, anyway, congrats on 2.5K. Thank you very much, Thrash Maniac. CJ, we have gun control in the US. It has been deemed constitutional. Definitely an issue that needs to be less partisan. Every gun owner I know supports gun safety and proper safe methods. Exactly. What is this scenic world? I don't know. Crazy see you guys. The founding fathers had it secured with the government. It takes them, they lose the right to government. I don't know if they did. To be honest, though, I would prefer to own a gun if I lived in the States. Crazy place. Nah, man, that just, like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have one. I don't want one. Like, it doesn't bother me that they exist or anything. But I'm a fucking hothead. Like, you know what I mean? I can't be trusted. No way. Well, that goes for all the amendments, technically. Yes, exactly. If you live in the country, you're pretty safe. Yeah. Since I'm a huge NASCAR fan, I have a video you should react to, the 9 types of NASCAR winners alignment chart video, where you'll learn a lot about the drivers and their abilities. All right, thank you. 9 types of driver. That's in my saved list to watch, so I'll get to that either tomorrow or the day after. There's Lance's super chat again. Thanks, Lance. You're a legend. Once Corona is over, can you do a vlog? Well, I mean, I do. This is basically vlogging, right? Like, I basically do that anyway. I agree weed can be a gateway drug. I mean, I have an addictive personality, so I was hooked to escaping reality from day one. Shit can get dark. Agreed. How do we get some squid merch? Ooh, good idea. Squid merch, it's a Redbubble, Squid Store, yt.redbubble.com. And then there's like that logo, I think, and the camo logo as well that I haven't yet got made into coasters, but I will be. And there's like shirts and hoodies and all that sort of stuff with the logo on it. Once I get to 10,000 subscribers, YouTube gives me one, which, you know, is fucking sick and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's a good merch site to go on. And I'm looking at, right, like I've got a hockey jersey that's going to be coming to me at some point once the company starts doing their shit again and all that sort of stuff after the COVID mess is done. I'm looking at making a football jersey and a hockey jersey like the ones I wear and like auctioning them off for some charity or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how we go, but see if there's any interest in that or anything like that. But join my Patreon, you get a free sticker and a free coaster, or a free coaster, depending on which I have. If I have both, you get both. But if I only have one, you only get one at the time. And I'm looking toward, you know, thanks to these super chats, actually, I probably will get them in the next week or two. Little stress footballs with a squid on them as well. So join the Patreon. Link will be in the description or whatever. And yeah, that's an easy way to get it for sort of free, but not really. But yeah, go to any video and look in the description for the merch link. Thank you, CJ, for that. What is the mic situation? This is, it's a literal, just a plank of, like a little bit of wood. I think it maybe was on a broom at some point. I don't know, but it was in the cupboard on my, you know, in my room here. And I was like, what can I do to get this in my face without having, like, while I'm sitting here, without sitting up or like leaning towards something or whatever. And this was, yeah, the solution I came up with. So it looks a bit home job, but it does the job. Where are we? Since I'm a NASCAR fan, I have a VH. Oh, there we go with that one again. Question re-ads. Does it help you more if we don't skip after 5 seconds? Yeah, if you watch 30 seconds, if you get to 30 seconds, that's the next threshold. Like any vision of the ad gets a certain amount. And then once you get to 30 seconds, it clicks over and gives me that whatever, like it counts you towards the 1,000 people. No, it counts you towards the 1,000 people initially. But if you go to 30 seconds, it's like an increase or something. I don't know. Every 30 seconds, you're an extra one or something like that. I don't know how it works. There's a 30-second buffer. So what if you can be bothered, watch 30 seconds of ads whenever they come on, and then hit the skip ad. Don't feel like you have to watch fucking 8 minutes worth of ads whenever they come on or anything like that. And even then, fucking skip ads if you want to skip ads as well. But yeah, the 30 seconds is prime for me to get more monies out of it. When was the last time you went on full-on camping trip, like full-on and cracking a beer? Well, it depends what your definition of camping is, really. Like, because I've slept in plenty of tents outside mates after big fucking massive parties, like where we've had fires in the backyard and like 20, 30 people over, and there hasn't been enough room in the house to sleep over, so we've put up tents out the back and stuff. Like, if that counts as camping, a year, like since I last left Australia, sort of thing. But if you mean like actually going to somewhere and specifically for the purpose of camping and stuff, fuck knows, no idea. I can't remember. It's fun, I enjoy it, but yeah. Squid, none of your links are linked in the description. They will be at the end of the stream. It's fine. It's automated. I want to buy a tent and a cooking stove and go camping up in northern Wisconsin. Only problem is the mosquitoes. Just get like AeroGuard. Do you guys have AeroGuard here, or OFF, or whatever it's called? Like, it's like an anti-mosquito repellent. Where are we? A nice smoky fire should stop the black flies. That's true. Mosquitoes are a thing here in Wisconsin. You need a flamethrower. Can you start to stream on like 2 streams a week? I can try. Faith is about spiritual development and growth as a person. Organized religion is about control. Yeah, that's a good summation. I agree. Thank you very much for that perspective. I think it's faith I will support and agree with any day. Organized religion, I'm a little bit skeptical of, I think, is a good assessment of that. I'm going to come back to the questions here, and then I'll go from there in the comments section, if that makes sense. Where was I, though? Are you Christian? What are your thoughts on illegals? Who do you think's better? There we go. Do you regret any of your tattoos? No. How long does it take to make a video? Depends on the video. History videos, it takes me a while to write the script, a couple of days whenever I feel motivated, a couple of hours here and there, writing a 10-minute, like basically it's about, I can't remember the last time I got a typing test, but I write pretty fucking fast. I'm a pretty good writer in terms of typing and stuff, and it's just stream of consciousness most of the time for the script. I just like having it there so I don't lose my train of thought like I do with these live streams and reaction videos, in case you haven't noticed, like, smoke a lot of weed, so with those history videos, I want to know that I'm going to be saying the right thing when I need to say the right thing. You know what I mean? So eventually, I'll probably split up into 2 channels, like my history channel and these reaction videos and stuff. But no one as yet really likes the history videos as much as the reaction videos, and that burns a bit because the history videos take so much longer to make, and so I want them to have the opportunity to be seen by more people, even if the majority of my subscribers don't watch them. You know what I mean? But yeah, eventually, once I get to about, maybe 10K. Once I get to 10K, I'll just split up them, and I'll split them up, and I'll remove all the history videos from this playlist, and I'll put all the history videos, from this channel, and I'll put them all up on a new channel. And everyone that likes both can subscribe to both. You know what I mean? But for the meantime, it's just easier to do it this way. But yeah, the history videos, the scripts take, fucking 3 or 4 hours here and there, sporadically over a few sets of days. Recording takes about 20 minutes. Generally, with the history videos, it takes about double the length of the video to record, because I'm stopping and I'm umming and ahhing, and I'm not quite as good as Simon Whistler or Tom Scott with the takes yet. You know what I mean? I can stumble over the same sentence fucking 8 times. I've contemplated putting videos out of me just getting words wrong, over and over and over and over and over again, but I've never actually done it, But yeah, like, it takes me about double the length of time of what the video ends up actually being in length to film it, and then depending on how many times I've fucked up, it takes me anywhere from an hour to 2 or 3 hours to film, including exporting. The exporting is the time that takes the longest in that process. Like, it's pretty much down to muscle memory now for me about getting all the graphics in and doing all the different things that are standard and that I do, you know, and put the titles in and the end screens and all that sort of stuff. That's pretty much down to just I could do that with my eyes shut now. But the actual exporting of the video from when I've finished and hit the button going, hey, turn this into an actual watchable file that I can upload to YouTube. That takes the fucking longest. It just sits there with the loading bar and it's a pain in the ass. The reaction videos take about as long as they take to film, and then to edit wise about, again, half of that time, and then the uploading time and the converting time is what chews it up. Uploading can sometimes, you know, varying wise, we've got pretty good internet here, but it takes me about 25 minutes to upload a video. And that's on average. Obviously, my half-hour long ones take about a half hour. My 10-minute ones take about 10 minutes. You know what I mean? But it's on average, it takes about fucking 15 to 20 minutes to be uploaded, and then another 10 or 15 minutes to be processed, and put in all the different things where I need it to be put. But the uploading, like the converting, and I convert twice because I convert in 2 different apps, one for audio, one for cutting everything apart and putting everything in again and stuff. So the 2 separate converting things takes fucking yonks. Who are your favorite YouTubers? I feel like I got asked that one before, but I could be wrong. Maybe I got asked it here and I got asked it in here. But yeah, Simon Whistler, probably across his different things. Tom Scott is really good too. He's British. He can do a fucking 15-minute video in one take. He's amazing. I like Isaac Butterfield. I'm not going to lie. I like Stephen Crowder. I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't agree with him very often, but I think he's an entertaining YouTuber. Who else? What else? We watch a lot of like Red Bull stuff. I should react to some Red Bull stuff actually, like just weird X Games style sports and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It varies, you know. But yeah, mostly Simon Whistler, Tom Scott videos are the ones that I and reaction wise, I like. I really like fucking what's his name? No Life Shack. I think he's really cool. And there's another guy I like. I can't remember his name now off the top of my head, but I'm subscribed to him. Don't stress. And like, he's an American dude. It's falling out of my brain. That's going to annoy me as well. But oh well. I was subscribed to Lavish Luca, but then one of my subscribers told me after I did a video that they suggested I do that he asked Lavish Luca like 46 days in a row to do a video, and he just fucking blanked him and ignored him. And I'm like, fuck you. So I unsubscribed from him. Because, you know, talk to your fucking commenters. Talk to the people commenting. Talk to the people watching your videos. They're literally the people who are earning you your money. Like, all you're doing is making a video and editing it, bro. The advertisers are paying for those people watching the videos. They're not paying for your videos. So these people watching your videos are making you money. Fucking talk to them, you disrespectful cunt. But anyway, that's just me. Don't mean to call Lavish Luca out here. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not calling him out like for any beef or anything. There are a whole bunch of different YouTubers that do it. It's not just him. There are many YouTubers that don't answer the comments of the people in their streams or in their after their videos, and I just think it's a fucking dog act, you know? Like, these are the people making you your money, cunt. Anyway, pipes, joints, or bongs? Bongs all the way. What will you do if your son is gay? Literally nothing different. Who is your favorite musician? That's a good question. Right now, probably MGK. Of all time, probably Blink-182. Top 5 movies of all time. Ooh, that's a hard one. I'm going to read the comments first. Flamethrower and a bee suit. Catholic Church is the original Christian, but it's given money. But given into its money, there's other Christians who are not in the religion for money. Exactly. I'm pretty sure Jesus existed, but a lot of it was twisted in the translations. Yeah. Again, I'm not refuting your belief in any capacity, but I would like to see the contemporary evidence to say that he existed, because there isn't any. There just isn't, you know. And people use the Bible, or they use the Crusades, or they use the whatever as reasons for Jesus' existence. But the character of Jesus in the book of the Bible exists. But I think he's only existed for so long as the Bible has, because I don't believe that the person ever did. But again, that's my belief, and I know it's a fringe, not very well respected, not very oft agreed with opinion. So I'm not disputing yours, but like, I guess I am sort of asking you to analyze, you know, like, why do you think that? Do you think that just because that's what everyone's always told you and what you've always thought? Like, or have you ever questioned that belief in your mind? If not, perhaps now is the time to do so. Again, not having a crack. Don't do it if you don't want to, but food for thought. They found the cross and his nameplate. No, they didn't. If Jesus existed as the Bible describes, he's the world's best necromancers. Yeah, right, exactly. And like, people have spoken about how they know the thorn of, you know, like they've got the thorn of crowns, except there are 3 different places that say they have the actual thorn of crowns that the actual Jesus wore. Then there was the shroud of Turin, which was apparently the thing that was put over his face when he was dead and stuff. And except that's been proven to be a falsification as well, and just made up by someone to try and make some money. Like, literally, you can throw any piece of you could throw any piece of evidence at me at the moment that is out there for Jesus's existence, and I have already seen it, and it has already been debunked. Almost definitely. I'm more than willing to have you do it because I want to change my opinion. I would love nothing more than to believe in heaven and not be scared shitless of the unyielding, relentless void of death. You know what I mean? Like, but can't believe what you don't believe, and I do believe in historical evidence. I was doing a history degree before I came here. I'm a fucking historian, and there is no historical evidence for the existence of Jesus. None. Zip. Nada. Nothing. So, again, be religious. Don't not be religious. You know, religion is the reason so many people are good people. Religion has fed the hungry. It has clothed the poor. I'm not telling you not to be religious, but I am just opening the conversation to you that, you know, if you're looking at historical evidence, and there is plenty of historical evidence for other people at that time. It's not like we're talking about a time where people weren't writing yet, or people, like, you know, we've got shit from fucking 5,000 years before that. What is the live sub count? Currently, we're at, let me look. 2,422. Thank you, every one of you. You guys are the best. What's next? What's your dream car, Squid? Well, to be honest, at the moment, any car. I'm not allowed. Shannon can't drive because her eyes are rooted. I can't drive because I don't have a New York driver's license, and my international license is out of date. I can get a New York State driver's license if I jump through a couple more loopholes. I've just got to figure it out. There's federal laws against it, but Cuomo's the G, so there's state laws that approve it and stuff. So we'll see how that all goes and everything like that. But I can't afford it at the moment, and I can't afford a car either. Everything's within walking distance, thankfully, anyway, that we need. But yeah, my favorite dream car, I don't know. I like combis. Combis are cool. It's probably not sporty enough as an answer, though, I guess. Asher likes Huracans, doesn't he? Like a Lamborghini Huracan or whatever it is. I don't know, to be honest. I think back in the day, I'd have said a Dodge Viper, because that's like a fancy car that I liked the look of and drove in Gran Turismo. But yeah, nice combi, nice combi with a mattress in the back and a pop-up top, and maybe a flat screen that I'd hooked up to a second battery or something. You know what I mean? That'd be cool. That'd be good for camping trips and stuff. Level 1, heal disease. Level 2, raise dead. Level 3, resurrect. Yeah. Squid, can we have a house tour? Not right now, but you will at some point. You're on my laptop. I'll go live on my phone at some point in the future, and I'll give you a lap. You know, here, I'll give you a tour of the room. Sort of. Here's me closer up. These are my hats. It's the hat wall and the door wall with some makeshift stuff before I had the actual foam. This is the roof with some foam on it to avoid echo. That's the 3 jerseys I was talking about before, the Mighty Ducks. Oh, well, there's a Hufflepuff banner. There's Mighty Ducks jersey, Brett Hull jersey, Dennis Rodman jersey. I'm going to do a Dennis Rodman reaction in the next couple of days, by the way, guys. So get keen for that. He's interesting. Yeah, and then there's as I said, the 2 arcade machines there. that you guys may have seen previous live streams. But yeah, that's Pac-Man and Pac-Man Plus, and all 3 of the first 3 Mortal Kombats in arcade machines. Yes, they are real. Yes, they work. And yes, they're fucking amazing. Yes, I know how cool I am for having them. Yes, I know you're jealous. No, I am not even remotely modest. Yeah, then I've got a flag there and a scarf and a New York Rangers flag and a Buffalo Sabres flag and some more foam stuff. Underneath all of those flags is some red foam, so don't worry, I didn't waste it all on my roof. But yeah, there's that as well. So now you have, oh yeah, and then there's this wall. Then there's this wall as well, which has my moon and my Australia and like my TV for when I want to watch stuff in here away from the girls. So like, like when sports are on, for example, and stuff. That painting actually, where's my hand oriented? That one there. That painting is of a squid and is really fucking cool. And Shannon's niece Carmen, so my niece, I guess you would say, as well, like Shannon's sister, my sister-in-law Kat, her daughter Carmen, painted that for me for Christmas. Yeah, her daughter Carmen painted me that for Christmas, so that's really fucking cool as well. So there you are for the tour. But yeah, CJD, he would also have alliteration. Yeah, let's get a cat tour. None of the cats are in here actually. I'll probably, if I open the door, one might come in there. Let's see. Yeah, come in. Called it. Come in. Come on. Yeah, stretch it out. You're about to be on camera. All right, so like three of them are now coming. This is Binksy. Oh, sorry. He doesn't want to be on camera. Don't scratch the fuck out of me. This is Binksy. All right, jump. See ya. This is Molly, the talkative one. Do you want to say something? Say g'day. Say something else. Do you want to speak? Nah, you did your bit, didn't you? Yeah, you want to go down? You actually want to attack someone else, don't you? I'll get now. Socks is in here as well. If I can just get her. Maybe not. She's just walked to the other side of the room. You guys don't know what you just did to me. Now I'm gonna have to fucking. They're gonna rub up against shit. Now I'm gonna have to deal with cats. That's fine. Oh look, there's Leo as well. Come here, little fella. No, you go away, Molly. Molly and Leo are gonna have a tiff here, I reckon. They're standing on either side of a doorway. I'm just going to open that door further so we can avoid it. There was Leo. You saw, there's Leo. Just there. Huh? All right, so you saw Leo as well. Now all you need is socks and you'll have seen all of them. Come here. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Can you not, Molly? I swear if you rip that down, I'm going to be a little bit annoyed at you. It's not yours. Stop putting your fucking scent on it. That belongs to me. That's mine. That belongs to me, not you. So does all the shit over there. Don't rub on that either. That belongs to me as well. You're a little mole sometimes, you know that? Come into my fucking place and just rub yourself on everything. Say, oh, this is mine. This is mine. It's not all yours, you little bitch. TV's not yours either. With socks. Sorry about all this. They're coming, don't stress. I think Leo's going to try and sneak past Molly here while she's not looking. Yep, there he goes. I missed him. I just said, yep, there he goes. There he is there. That was funny. Alrighty. I'm cutting in and out here, aren't I? Yeah, because the stupid cat. Oh, what are you doing, you piece of shit? Yeah, stupid cat hit the power thing, and so now it's like jumping in and out of whether I'm there or not. Come here, Docs. Come here. Yeah, that's me. Come on, I've shown every other cat. Get close enough for me to pick you up. Come on. You go away, Molly. She's scared of you. Come here, socks. Hey. It's flicking paper up and down. I'm sure this is scintillating for you guys. Just watching me try and get my cat's attention. Don't go under there, you fuckhead. I'm gonna get all of them out except socks and show you socks because she's gone. Out you go. Come on. Out you go. Yeah, I love you too. I'll feed you soon. But you gotta get out. Come on. Hey, get out. You leaving? Not you, socks. You stay here. Alright, well, they're all out. Alright, you get socks another time because she ran out with the others. Sorry about that, guys, but yeah, there we are. That was the cats. Where are we? Let's get a cat to art. Lol, there it was. Start podcasting. You got the time and the gear. Love you, Squid. Love you too. And I sort of can't be bothered. Like, I had the intention to, and I had the idea, and I had a brainwave, and I had a whole bunch of guests, and I was going to record stuff and everything like that. Then I just didn't do it, and I want to stick to this more consistently first. You know, maybe when I get to like 100K or something, I'll start a podcast. But he turned water into wine. Did he though? I ain't religious, but I do agree. But the closest non-biased account of Jesus is Josephus and Tacitus. I think he was a real dude. Josephus, as I said before, like if you look through his historical records, it is completely like that's not written by him. The same Pliny the Younger and Flavius Josephus. It's not him that's written that. It's been it's been shoehorned in at some point into his works by someone else, and you can tell that by the syntax, by the style of writing, by the words he uses to describe things, and much the same for Tacitus. There are it's dubious at best, if not outright, definitely put in by someone so that they can say there's contemporary evidence. And again, we can disagree. It's fine. We can agree to disagree, but it's like from a source perspective. From a source perspective, those aren't very reliable ones. But I understand you probably think I'm just going to say there are no reliable sources, and I am, because there are none. But you know what I mean. I mean, look at Noah's Ark. It's just a cultural transfer from the epic of what's it say? Gilgamesh. Need more Rangers reactions. I'll get there, Mr. Donald. Same fucking story. Hence, CJ and I get and I to give just a bit when we can. Yeah, exactly. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. I wish we could all grab burgers and pints on me. Yeah, that'd be fucking sick. All right, it's all related. Bronze Age stories from the Middle East, which in itself is fascinating. I don't know why people get in such a fucking twist over it. Yeah, I agree. Like, it's all just it's cool. Don't get me wrong. There are lots of interesting bits and stuff. I think I pissed off my father-in-law when we spoke about the religion the one time. He's a church pastor, but like, he's a descendant of slavery, and I don't get that. How you can preach a book that, advocates for slavery, but that was not a conversation we would, should have had then or will ever have again. So I guess that is what it is. Hi, hello, the bill. Whoa, everything scrolled down. Let me get back. Where are we? Fucking hell, there's lots of comments here. Sorry, guys. Where are we? The Bill of Rights cannot be changed. They are bills. Okay. Hi, any other amendments can be altered. Can you give us your exact sub count? Yeah, I did before. Hello, how are you? Bill of Rights are the first amendments and can be altered with subsequent rulings. Yeah, like with amendments. That's what amendments are. They're amending something, you know what I mean? Like, you can absolutely amend the Bill of Rights by creating an amendment. It would just be the whatever amendment we're up to now. You know, like how many are there? Fucking, you know, it'd be the something it's amendment, I presume. Love the rally vid. Thank you. I'm a head out now, but have a good night. Catch you later, Harrison. You probably left ages ago. Sorry, mate. This is basically the Squid podcast. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to move this up a bit, actually. Yeah, exactly. ARB. Ooh, what's the camel logo? Did I miss something? Which camel logo? Oh, that? Yeah, no, that's not a camel. That's my old squid. That one, if that's what you're referring to. That's the old squid logo. If that looks like a camel. I don't know. Camo. I said camo, as in like camouflage, like as in like as in like, you know, like the blue, red, and white camouflage. That's just an accent thing, stars. NASCAR fire suit. Lol. Yeah, I should finally finish my degree, Jules. Hopefully, I'll have a better job soon, so I can be a patron. I'll just do something more than watch regularly. Nah, you're a fucking legend, man. You're a legend. Just keep doing you, and fucking congratulations. That's sick. I think I might have seen a Facebook post. If I didn't react to it, I didn't see it, I swear. But no, like, that's fucking sick. You're amazing. Props to you. Good shit. Like, you should be very happy with yourself and proud of yourself. And I am proud of you as well. You're a good egg. I want to go camping right now, says Crazy C. What is... Oh, no, my battery's dying. Because the fucking cat. The fucking cat. I blame you, CJ. Fuck it, that's not going to work for me now, so I'm just going to wrap the stream up soon. But bear with me. What is the most important tattoo on you? It depends on level of importance and who we're talking about and why and all that sort of stuff. I dig these ones because that's the year my mum, my old man, and my sister were born. I dig this one, not that one. Sorry, I dig this one because I'm in the tattooist cult, which is different Australian native animals in a fear and loathing style. It says fear and leafing. I'll give you a better look. It's a koala. I do like my surname, Centauri. You can't really see it. I also have Stay Weird and Alien that's up there. I like all of my tattoos. I like that. Love the history videos. They're my favorite. Same. History vids are great. Thanks, guys. They're intruding. Can you picture yourself with a silver play button? Yeah, that'd be nice. How much for the Echo Pads on the wall? $30. Can you try to maybe interview people? Nah, not my shtick. The Buttsman for life. Yeah, he's not bad. Lol, YouTube beef for Squid. Lol, what's up, brother? How you doing, Jake? Yo, how you doing, Ang? Did you see Post Malone doing Nirvana covers with Travis Barker? Super dope. No, I didn't, but that's fucking amazing, and that's what I'll be doing as soon as I get off this stream. Thank you, CJ. Expect a review, and I'll send you a message on Instagram because that's fucking dope. Thanks for the tip, dude. You literally just described my beliefs. Haha. I would love for there to be a heaven or afterlife of some kind, but until you can prove it to me, I can't I can't devote my life to an idea. Exactly, right? Like I can't like I mean. There's a fucking Ricky Gervais line that I think he stole from Andrew Denton actually, because he was saying it first for ages and ages. Andrew Denton is a very well-known journalist in Australia, but I doubt Ricky Gervais knew he existed, so he probably didn't steal it from him actually in reality. But anyway, if there is a God, why did he make me an atheist? Like, and you know, Ricky Gervais goes on with a comedy bit afterwards saying, you know, like that was the first mistake. Well, no. The talking snake was the first mistake. You know, why'd you give him fucking lips for? But anyway, it's a funny joke. You should go and check it out in Ricky Gervais' stand-up. But anyway, yeet. That's a good comment. After looking into the changing the Second Amendment, they said Congress would need 3/4 of the states to agree with the South, Midwest, and West are for guns, and a lot of the hunters are in those areas. Yeah, it makes sense. Fast wagons are sick. The only reason why I consider the possibility that Jesus, or rather Yeshua, existed is that so much is lost in the historical record. It is likely he didn't perform miracles, but he was just an activist. Yeah, I buy into that. I buy into that, and I like, you know, I would say that's the belief that most closely aligns with mine. If I were to remove my belief that he didn't exist at all, but like, we have activists from that time period that have been written about. So, and many of them you know. So it's like I just it makes me wonder, you know. But again, not disagreeing with you. I'm not, you know, discounting your knowledge base or anything like that. I'd prefer an 85 Firebird. That's dope. I told you me being a WRC rally driver is just me risking my life like rallying. Yeah, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like that shit is fucking nuts. That is absolutely legitimately crazy. I was like the video blew my mind. May also have been an amalgamation of several different teachers and healers, but people didn't start saying he was divine until 30 years after he died. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you know, I am of the belief that he is 4 or 5 different people who have done 4 or 5 different things, and it's more about the body of work and the collection of things. You know, like I don't think Shakespeare was a person either. And there's more historical evidence for his existence than Jesus's. But I don't think he was one person that existed either. I think or even if he was, I don't think all of the plays that we attribute to him were written by him. And that's not a rare or controversial opinion. In fact, I would say that's probably of people who study Shakespeare the well, like the most often held opinion, because there are so many stark differences, and it, you know, it could just be about the stage of his life that he was in, or fucking whatever. But I don't think it was. Never knew you were a Hufflepuff. I am proud banner displaying Hufflepuff. So not surprised that you're a Hufflepuff, even after all those years of trying to make yourself a Slytherin. Yeah, right. Hey man, what part of Australia are you from? I am from the Wallandilly, which you probably have never heard of. It's about an hour south of Sydney, or an hour and a half north of Canberra. It's on the Hume there, on the M31. And yes, that is a ridiculous tattoo to get, because that road does go like across 3 fucking states. But I like it. I've always lived off an exit of that freeway up until moving here. You know what I mean? So, boom, represent. But yeah, the Wallandilly is where I'm from. Or turn. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the Wallandilly is where I'm from, which is, if you've heard of Campbelltown, it's about a half hour further south, and about 20 years higher class. So I was kidding, obviously. Where are we? Big fan of your channel, dude. They don't speak English. They only understand arsehole. Yeah, I can't remember who we were talking about there, but there we are. Bro, yes, they do. What brand is the seat you were on? No idea, but that's a Buffalo Sabres logo. I don't know what type of seat it is, but yeah, this is a Buffalo Sabres chair. Oh yeah, they only speak arsehole. Ha, the cats. Yeah, exactly. Cat, you listen to me, you human slave. Human. Oh, I love you too, buddy. Yeah, exactly. 4 or 5 cats, for fuck's sake. 4. Man, your Montoya hits jet dryer was awesome. Watched it live when it happened. Thank you. I'm glad. That would have been fucking crazy. So there's a pseudo Josephus, just like there's a pseudo Paul in the Bible. I didn't realize that. Back, bro, we are talking about what we're talking about. The Bill of Rights is actually just the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. There's nothing special about them compared to the other amendments. There we go. Exactly. Nice. Just watch your WRC crash video. Good stuff. But can I make a recommendation? You should watch Best of WRC 2019. Will do. Have you ever had a BMX? Yeah, when I was a kid, had heaps. Obviously. Did the cats fuck up the power? Yeah, they did a little bit. It was like one of them rubbed up against it, and I had it like jimmied holding it in, because I dropped my laptop at some point like a few months ago, and so it has to be at a certain angle that it gets power, otherwise it doesn't get power. And I had jimmied it and had a little bit of tack there to make it so that it was always in. Otherwise, you know, like whatever. And I have to have it sitting on a certain shelf for that then to be working as well. And it wasn't on the shelf, but everything was fine. But then she started like knocking in and out, and like she knocked it, and so it was knocking in and out, and now it's just been fucking with us. And yeah, I can't be bothered fixing it at the minute, so we'll probably wrap up soon. And it's like 10 to 2 in the morning, and I've been going for 2 hours anyway. So we is it 10 to 2? There's no way. Is it 10 to 1? 10 to 1. Is it really that time? Holy shit, it is 10 to 1 in the morning. There we go. I should probably head to bed soon anyway. But yeah, the power did fuck it out. Can you describe it? Where's the BMX now? I'm pretty sure it's ashes. Like my last BMX, I'm pretty sure is like, cause I'm fairly certain the Pope is my nephew Isaac, right? So like Asher, I'm fairly certain his bike is the one I used to have, or my most recent one anyway. My latest, the one I had last, which was my best one anyway, and it was a fucking sick bike, like the little Hoffman one. And it was it was red when I had it. It is well and truly faded now that he has it, but I don't know if he still has it or not. Anyway, like it might have fucking he might have a new bike now as well. Who fucking knows? But yeah, that was my most recent one. But anyway, I'm an atheist, but where are we at? I got to get back up. Yeah, I'm an atheist, but taking mythology literally, I mean, fuck, what most of Judeo-Christian myth is based on Mesopotamian religion. Yeah, agreed. I'm a historian, and I find the history of the Bible awesome. Yeah, it's interesting. I wouldn't describe it as so much as awesome, but it's like it's interesting, just like any other 2,000-year-old text. You know what I mean? Like it's cool, and it's interesting to see how people have interpreted it and how people continue to interpret it, and what the ramifications it's had on history have been, and you know, just the sheer act of I have a love affair with documents in general. You know what I mean? Like I think you know, and no, I won't say that. I was about to say if there was a burning building and my son was in it and the only copy of the Declaration of Independence was in it, I'd probably go for the Declaration of Independence first. But I don't think that's true, actually. I can't get my son, you know what I mean? But it was an example I almost used. So like that is the affinity I have for a well-written document that has historical significance, you know what I mean? So like it's a like I don't bash the Bible in any historical sense, you know what I mean? But I also don't bash, like I hold it in the same vein as sagas in regards to the Vikings. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there is some element of truth to everything that's written here, but there is no fucking way that it happened exactly as it's written. You know what I mean? So it's like it's an interesting and fun historical source, but you know, I don't take it anywhere near as literally and life changingly as what I would describe as the majority of America. But, you know, again, not a criticism. I love America and Americans. That's why I came here. Where are we? Yeah, don't mean there's got to be a supernatural explanation. Exactly. Shit, the concept of heaven and hell was borrowed from, I can't read that word, it's too far away and too small and too long at the same time. The Bible is the first and best novel and the first book printed. I mean, I suppose. Like, I wouldn't say best novel. Like the like that sentence is sort of correct, but best novel is subjective. And like if I were to name my top 100, it's not featuring there, I don't think. Like it's pretty stunted. It's a difficult read, bro. I mean, you do you, but yeah. Gotta go because I'm about to start my day. It's 5 a.m. Fuck. All right. Enjoy your day. I hope I said bye to you in time. I'm sure I didn't. Bible is death, not the first book. Yeah, I was going to say like I wasn't sure about it, but I was like, hang on a minute, like maybe he's rethinking printing press, like maybe it was the first off the printing press or something. But I'm like paper and pen predate Christianity. Like it's like the reason it's called paper is because of papyrus on the river Nile. You know what I mean? Like that's a silly. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe you're being deliberately silly. I don't know. Gotta go. Da da da. No, it wasn't. That's not the first book. There we go. Where are we? The Leslie written text is by some accountant in 3200 BC, counting grain. That's it. I read about a thing that was basically 2,000-year-old. This bloke was here at some point the other day. It was cool. Can you do giveaways? What am I going to give away? I'm literally just finished telling you about how I'm fucking skint broke all the time. What am I going to give away? Keep on keeping on, dude. Forever fan, but got to build power lines in the AM. Catch you later, man. You're a legend. Enjoy. Have a good day at work and whatnot. Have you heard of Daniel Ricciardo? Yes, actually. Maybe you've said in the past, but he's an awesome and absolutely hilarious Australian Formula One driver. He represents the land down under well. Is he the one that had a shoey? I'm pretty sure I heard of him when he was on the podium, and so he did a shoey. Because that's pretty fucking Aussie. That's pretty cool. I don't think my old man likes him very much, though. I think my old man adored Michael Schumacher. He was is it Michael or Mark? I can't remember. Michael. He was a Schumacher fanatic, right? Like there's still Ferrari stuff all through our home and all that sort of stuff. And he fucking Schumacher. The only names I remember this one time, and I can't remember who the other driver was, but I know for a fact that Juan Pablo Montoya was one of the drivers, and they were driving in matching cars, right? Like matching, they were on the same team sort of thing. And one of them was in front, and it was the last corner, and he deliberately slowed down to let the other one in front of him for championship points. And I remember my old man fucking fuming about it, right? Because he was like, that's basically cheating or whatever. And yeah, he was very unhappy with it at the time. But yeah, it was I can't remember what the brand was, where it was black. Vaguely, what I'm remembering is black and white, and like a black and white style. Like this is Formula One. I'm talking a vaguely black and white car, and Montoya and somebody else. It might not even have been Juan Pablo Montoya. It might have been someone else Montoya. But I can remember the name Montoya and somebody else did the dirty on the last corner and let the other one win, like between the two of them, and that was a thing. But yeah, where are we? Yeah, no. In essence, yes, I have heard of Daniel Ricciardo, but not for racing. First book printed was the Bible by Gutenberg. Yeah, the press. There we go. He's talking about the printing press. It was also the most complete and compelling book of the time. Yeah, that's the thing. That's first book printed. That's the printing press, though. Like that's like it may as well have been a phone book, you know. Like anything could have been printed at that point, in my opinion. Yes, Asher still has it, and it's pink. What are you asking then, you weirdo? Like, what are you like? If you already know the answer, you nut job. The Bible is interesting, but not the word for sure. It's his favorite bike, although he has a brand new one, but he never uses the new one, and he rides hard on the Hoffman BMX. Nice. That's cool. Like it really doesn't bother me if he has a new one. It doesn't bother me that like anyone can ride it. I'm not using it. I'm on the other side of the world. You know what I mean? That's cool. But yeah, the Bible even talked about carving words into stone for commandments. So it did. You're not wrong. Paper comes from papyrus. Also, the Bible was out of the first print. Was one of the first printed books, the Gutenberg Bibles. Yeah, there we go. That'll be it then. That's what I thought he was referring to. But what was the worst NASCAR wreck? Ryan Newman's crash at Daytona or Austin Dillon crash at Daytona? I can't remember the difference between them. Sorry, bro. Dennis here says Dillon's, though. Got to go like 3 p.m. See ya. Catch you later, mate. Have a good day. Rest of your day, Isaac. I'm sorry I can't stay. I'm going to fall asleep soon. I'm in Texas. Love the content, especially the NASCAR stuff. Keep it up. Thank you very much, mate. You're a legend. I'm probably heading off soon as well. Talking about Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello, that pissed off your old man, lol. But Montoya was the main rival for those two at the time. One of the worst Daytona 500 crashes is Jeffrey Boney's catch fence crash. All right, that's the end of those comments. That's good to know. I'm probably not going to reply to any more comments yet, but I am going to finish off these questions as quick as I can before my battery dies. Where was I? Top 5 movies of all time. All right, straight off the top of my head, and I'll probably be dirty at myself for getting them wrong. This is my top 5, not what I think is the best top 5 well-made or anything like that, you know, like my top 5 for what I would watch over and over again. Remember the Titans, Shaun of the Dead, The Goonies, St. Elmo's Fire, and The Fundamentals of Caring. That's those 5. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What about 10? I don't look that far ahead. If you focus too far ahead in one thing, you'll miss the shiny thing that's happening in the periphery. I feel like I advocate for the passionate pursuit of short-term goals. Put your head down and go after whatever you can as hard as you can for however long it interests you. But then if something shiny in the corner strikes your eye, fucking take that take that and go down that avenue as well, because you never know where life will bring you. 5 years ago, I would not have answered this question with in America talking to 2.5 thousand subscribers on YouTube. You know what I mean? So fuck knows where I'll be in 5 or 10 years. I hope to still be on Earth, unless we've discovered interstellar travel. Then I hope to fuck that I am not, because that would be sick. But yeah, like I hope I'm still around. Hope you guys are still around. I hope we're all still doing this sort of thing. And yeah, who knows other than that? What's your biggest pet peeve? I'm going to go on an American tangent here, right? And it's not yeah, my battery's running low. I might want to plug in my PC. I know. It's not an anti-America thing. It's so many people will say that Chris Columbus was an idiot because he referred to the people on this continent as Indians. And that, oh, well, he thought he was in India, and it's like, no, he fucking didn't. Indians was the word that they used for not known people. You know what I mean? Like, that's the reason India is called India, because they were all called Indians and united under that banner and decided that that's the thing they wanted. Like, that's my biggest pet peeve, is people being like, hey, you thought it was India. And they're not Indians. It's like, yeah, they were. They weren't British. They weren't Spanish. They weren't Dutch. They weren't ever heard of before. And that's what meant they were Indians. The Aboriginal people in Australia were referred to as Indians. And there's fucking no way that anyone was confused about where they were from. You know what I mean? Like, it's not wanker lefties. And don't get me wrong, I am a wanker lefty at the best of times. But wanker lefties in this country who go, oh, yeah, he thought he was in fucking India and that's why we call them Indians. It's like, no, it's not. That is not why they were referred to as Indians. And you sound dumb when you say that. Like, it's explain to me why India is India. Explain to me why Indians in India were India. Explain to me why Indians in Australia were Indians. Anyway, that's the thing that annoys me. And like, absolutely, if people would prefer to be called Native American, not American Indian, then that's a thing, And I came to America calling them Native Americans and referring to that group of people as Native Americans. But the two Native American people that I have now met have told me and that they prefer to be referred to as American Indian. And specifically, if you could, as Tuscarora, which they both are, you know what I mean. But they would prefer American Indian over over Native American, because it's a name that they sort of took ownership on. You know what I mean? And it's like it frustrates me when lefties decide for other people what to be upset or mad about, because there are plenty of injustices that you can put your lefty energy toward trying to resolve. You don't need to invent your fucking own. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be indignant, find something legitimate to be indignant about. Don't just be a fuckwit. But anyway, where are we? What scares you the most? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I don't really... Like, I used to be I used to be really, really scared of lots and lots of different things. But to be honest with you, these days, I just, there's the cliches of this too shall pass. There's the cliches of, another day will come, the sun will come up tomorrow. But and maybe this is a cliched love thing or whatever, but I truly am of the belief that there is absolutely nothing on this planet that my wife and I could not handle with it being thrust towards us. And that is a belief that has been built upon and burgeoned out as a result of me being an immigrant in this country and her having to participate in that process. You know what I mean? But I literally am not really scared of anything, because I'm too full of myself for that. And I know that might be a little bit of an unsavory thing to say, but like I back myself in to beat anything that ever used to scare me. You know what I mean? So maybe I sound like a wanker, but sorry. And the last question I have written here: did you live at home before moving here? Yes, obviously everyone lives at home at some point. I had many years that I did not live at home. For a bit. Oh, I won't rip that one off. Actually, that's my to-do list. I moved out when I was 19. I moved back when I was 23. moved out again when I was 24, moved back when I was 26, and then moved out for the last time when I was 29. So yes, I lived at home, but like sporadically. And I would advocate for every single man or boy or young person that has, that identifies as a male, move out of home before you move in with the person you think you're going to marry. So move out of home, live with your mates, live with your friends, share a house, live in a flat, do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Chill out, because those were the best and worst times of my life. They were fucking fun. They were fucking not fun all at once. But I think as well, it's you will not learn how you will not have a very good life with whoever you end up living with if you have not lived by yourself or with people who won't pick up after you. Your mum's going to pick up after you at least a little bit. Your folks are going to pick up after you at least a little bit, even if they're trying not to. You should go and live with your mates so you can figure out that A, no one's going to clean shit unless the person that wants it clean cleans it, and B, you're going to find out just how fucking dirty you're willing to let things get before you will clean it yourself. And you should find both of those things out before you move in with someone that you are in love with, because those two things, finding those out while you're in a relationship with someone, it can see the relationship suffer the consequences, because nobody wants to admit that they're a dirty fuck unless they've been a dirty fuck beforehand. You know what I mean? And so a lot of good relationships can end when you first live in a house because you've never picked up after yourself, and they're sick of picking up after you after about 3 months. You know what I mean? So there's that. Definitely move out of home, but don't be afraid to move back. Don't be ashamed to either, because that's what I did a couple of times. But let's have a look here. I'll read some more comments just until like for 5 more minutes or so, and then I'll hit the hay. Where are we? Hey man, I'll see you around. We're in the same time zone, so off to bed. Catch you later, Jake. What about Earnhardt crash that somehow killed him? Yeah, I'll check that out at some point. Yeah, and then the first Daytona after Earnhardt for the number 3 ended in a terrible crash and somehow survived when the car looks like it got turned into a toaster. That's rough as well. I'm not surprised about what's your pet peeve. Yeah, right? Like, I mean, it's annoying, like it's frustrating. When people, like, I mean, as I said, I summarized it before. Yeah, it's frustrating. Anyway, bye squid, got to run, getting late. Catch you later. I'm not. What's the best sponsor you ever have? Milkman Grooming. When you're old enough to grow a beard, you should grow a beard and you should use your uncle's products, mate, because Milkman Grooming, they're the bee's fucking knees. Worst racing crash ever was 1995 Le Mans, 84 people. Jesus! 84? 84 people. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Bye Squid, got to run, getting late. Catch you later. Do you have a list of baby names yet? Any favorites? Yeah, we've decided his name is gonna be Julian Luke Centauri II. So that was Shannon's decision and Shannon's idea. She decided that since I'd already picked a name before we'd even met for myself when I changed my name, that maybe we should keep that line going. And I was like, fucking A, sounds good. Because her brother is Willis Walker II, and so on and so forth. And yeah, so I'm happy with it. I like it. I think it's cool, and I reckon it'll be cool. But yeah. Love your channel and your content. Gotta go, brother. Stay safe. I missed that. I hope something. CJ just retracted it just as. Oh, damn it. That's annoying. Oh, you keep your secrets. What up? A car went flying in the stands and exploded. Yeah, that's fucking rough. That is rough. Oh, I didn't even think of no crash fencing. That must have been it. It must have gone in. I wasn't even thinking about the crowd. I was like, are there even 84 races? You know what I mean? Like, all right, that makes sense. But anyway, I'm going to head, guys. I'm going to hit the end stream button relatively shortly. I'll let in the, I'll see some final buy comments or whatever. But yeah, see you later, CJ. See you later, Isaac. See you later, Amber. See you later, Ryan Blaney. See you later, Crazy C. See you, Howell Fell. See you, Dennis. It was good chatting, mate. Stay safe to yourself as well. See you. Anyone I've forgotten, Lance, if you're still in here, catch you, mate. You guys are the best. Thank you so much to Lance and CJ for the fucking super chats again. You guys are sick cunts, and that is a term of endearment, I promise. in case you didn't already realise. And yeah, I'll see you catch you on the flip side, as my mum says literally every time we ever end a phone call. I'll see you when I look at you. You'll see me when you look at me. Bye.